All right, Mr. Johnson, let's just start right off the bat because I remember your form from World Championships. I watched it. I was very impressed. Actually, I thought Mrs. Pepper showed you that form. So immediately when I went over there to talk to Mrs. Pepper and tell her what an awesome form it was, okay? I wanted to start with that because the rest of this video is basically me tearing up the form. So don't get down. I actually really did enjoy your form. This has a lot of potential, okay? Here's just a bunch. I got a lot of things that I put in the video. Take it and check with Mrs. Pepper. You guys can discuss it, and then hopefully we'll see you at the next tournament. Thank you. All right, let's start with the very first move. And this move right here is a block. You should be clearing the knee with the jambong, like this. See how my jambong actually goes past my knee? So you should end in that position. And what you're doing is ending here. If they were to actually strike you there, you would have got hit in your leg at that point. On this move, I'm making you watch it over and over again because for two reasons. One, I want you to look at the angle at which you're striking. You're coming up over your head and you're going down at a 45-degree angle. And the second one is you're actually striking to the leg. This move should go straight across on a level field, and it should be hitting the head. This target is actually the head on this move. If you watch, as I strike across, the jongbong is going to go straight level, straight to the head as my target. This section right here took me a while to figure out what I didn't like about it. It should be fast, that's good, but I think you need a few pauses to kind of extenuate some moves. Like this 1, 2, 3 is fast, but right here's the number one strike, and it looks like you didn't fully extend it out. You got in a hurry to do this jab, jab. Watch the rhythm of this section right here. I think all it needs is a little pause on that number one strike. That way you can make sure you hit your front stance because you kind of back stanced it, and then you go straight into the jab. All right, let's take a look at this section. It's actually this move right here that bugs me. Okay, when you clear your knee, your jongbong should be vertical, straight up and down. Okay, this position right here is good, and then the number one strike and the jab afterwards. I like both of those. All right, I'll show you what I'm talking about. My jambong actually gets completely vertical on one side of my body. Then I clear my knee, staying vertical, and then I will set up for that number one strike. And strike there and jab. Right? Here it is in full speed. This little section of the form is actually so fast, I had to slow it down just to figure out what you're doing. Okay? You're actually doing all the moves, but there's a few moves that almost feel like they get blended together and there's no stop point on anything. We just kind of need to separate it out and do individual moves. So here's what you're going to do with that segment. Basically, you're going to do a 1, 2, 3, low, mid, high. From there, you separate out and move the jambong up to your shoulder. Then drop them down, 1, 2, and jab. You actually do that last strike, the low, mid, high. The high one actually lands on your shoulder, and it should land on your arm, and then you should move it up to your shoulder, then go down. Again, you get to watch this move over and over again, mostly because of the angle of the strike. If you look, the jambong travels down at a 45-degree angle. And since we're here in freeze frame, you can see that you're not in a front stance. Alright, so the motion of this should be horizontal strike. Alright? So when you start this move, going to my back stance here, you're actually taking the jambong down at a 45-degree angle. Like you're hitting down into the neck. And this should be straight across. You're going down. Alright, so the move goes from here, bring it across, and straight. Alright, see the motion across. Alright, this move here was really close. I don't know if you messed up. It just kind of looked like it had a little bit of a hiccup right in the middle of the move. Okay? Just try to make it a little smoother. All one fluid motion. Alright, so I know how Senior Master Longoria actually teaches this next move, but I do it a little bit different in competition. I've kind of watched people who win, and I kind of use that a little bit more than how the specific technique is. So I do this in competition, and I know Christopher Martin is one world champion with this weapon a couple of times, does this as well. So if you're not comfortable doing it this way, that's perfectly fine. I just let you know this is how I'll do it in my actual competition. All right, so here's what you did. The very first move, this jab, you're actually twisting into a closed stance, which is what Senior Master Longoria teaches. Then from here, you take a step with your left foot and then a step with your right foot. Again, so this is what I see you do. You turn, then you take a little step with your left, and then you're stepping with your right. I'm pretty sure the Senior Master Longoria wants you to turn into this, and then the very first step is your right foot to strike. When I do this in competition, I actually step with my left foot as a jab, so that it looks like this. Alright, right here on the figure eights, your timing is really good. You're doing the forward motion as a strike as you put your right foot on the ground, which is what Senior Master Longoria probably taught you to do. And he probably even told you to turn that into a strike to make it look powerful. My suggestion is stay with the timing, it's good, but try not to be so powerful and just kind of let it smooth. I think you'll be more successful when it comes to winning. See, there's just a few things. Actually, I know I put a lot in there. It was really just to help you. You can take things that I said with a grain of salt. Some of the things you might want to put in there, some of the things you're not. Just talk it over with Mrs. Pepper. I don't really want to step on anybody's toes. Those are just some things that I've learned just with experience of competing with that weapon for years. Like I said, you have a lot of potential with this weapon. I wasn't super impressed with the person who won world champion with this weapon last year in your division. So definitely think you have the potential to beat them. If you have any questions, just maybe the next time we come to the tournament, hopefully I'll see you guys in Kansas City, and you can ask me there. And once again, good luck. Thank you, sir.